Hi everyone. So what we're going to do today is just talk about this ice maker that I bought about a year ago. So this particular model is a Fooing and I bought it from Amazon for around £100. You can get them for about £99.99 most of the time. I've seen them on the market between £90 and about 120 since we've had this. Although this is about a year old, there are plenty of other models that are very similar to this on the market. They all have a similar sort of design and there's lots of them with very similar feature sets. So it comes with a ice basket, just fits on the inside, and a ice scoop. In terms of the size, so the width, go for the widest point, is 22 centimetres, and the depth we're looking at about 29 centimetres. Height at the back 31 centimetres. It claims to make ice in between 6 and 9 minutes. Now there's two settings, you can either make them small or large. Main difference between the two settings is the thickness of it makes a bullet ice cube, and although they're the same depth, one's thicker, so the large one's obviously thicker than the small one. It says it makes up to 15 kilos of ice in a 24-hour period. Obviously, I've never had it running for 24 hours, but I guess if you're having a party and it's constantly getting used and you just top it up with a jug of water, and it'll just keep going all day. I think that's what that means. So I'll put some water in it. You'll see in here there's a maximum. Can't really get the camera right in the bottom. There's a minimum and a maximum marker. I'll just pour the water in. It takes 2 litres of water in total, and that, obviously, if you get up to that maximum mark, I'll show you in a second. Comes with a tray to catch the ice. If you get up to that maximum mark, the water comes to the bottom of that tray and will seep through until it's made enough ice, obviously. Which when it's warm, that can actually mean that the bottom layer of ice melts. So I very rarely put it up to that maximum. I usually have it somewhere around halfway. That's just above minimum at the minute. So we've got about 1 litre of water in there now. So once you've got the water in there, it's pretty easy to operate. When you plug it in, that starts to flash just to tell you that there's power. Click it once, and then whatever setting you had it on last time, it usually starts on large, so it'll start making large ice cubes. Draws the water from the bottom reservoir where we put it before. If you want to change the setting from large, press that button there, the select button, and that switches it to the smaller cubes. So once we've got it going, let's just do a quick test to see how long it takes for the first batch of ice. Just under 10 minutes, which is not bad. It said that's a large ice cube, so it said between 6 and 9. It's on the 9 mark. It's a bit over 9, but it's not too bad. It's not too far off. So what happens is the ice stops and it says it's full, as the F full message, and it's basically saying we've got a full basket. But we haven't actually got a full basket. What's happened is these sensors here, ice cubes got in the way of that, them two sensors. As soon as it does that, it stops. If I was to pull that back into the basket, then you'll see it's kicked off again, it's started again, making large ice cubes. And it'll do exactly the same again, obviously, until them sensors are full or the water runs out. So there's a few things that I looked at that considered when I was buying this. First one was how noisy it was. The Amazon advert for this one said it was no louder than 35 decibels. So I'll do a test on that. it says it's lower than 35 decibels. I've not seen that. I've measured it on my watch. My watch is telling me it's between 50 and 60 decibels. I suppose it depends on how far away from the machine you are, but it is noticeable, particularly when it drops the ice and when it's finishing a cycle. It doesn't bother me. More often than not, when we've got it on, we've got music, so it does blend into the background. But if you were to run it when there's only a few people, you know, if it was quiet and there was no music on, it is noticeable. So you wouldn't want it on the whole time. You just turn it on, get some ice on the go, and then switch it off. Okay, let's talk through the features. So we've got a timer. So that's 1 hour. So it will literally clock off. If you set a timer, you can switch it on. I'm telling it to make large cubes, and I'm telling it to do it just for an hour, and then it'll knock it off. You can set the timer right through to 20 hours, and that is literally, you can't tell it when to start, you can just tell it that you want it to stop in this case, 6.5 hours. So when it's off, the other button is the clean button. What you've got to do is press and hold that. And then you press and hold it. This is the only way I've ever used it. It sets a 10-minute clean cycle. Is it worth it? I'd say definitely. For us, it just means we never run out of ice, and because we have a lot of people around, I don't have to think about it. Just run it through a clean cycle. When it's finished, give it a wipe, and then fill it up, and it's good to go the next time.